Hey everyone, Coaster Central here, and today we are heading back to Portaventura to do a review of Shambhala, my favourite coaster at the park and the world. This is a massive B&M hypercoaster, but dominates the skyline of this park and offers some great airtime. When you enter this ride's area, you'll notice that it has a lot of snow and ancient structures around it, and has a great atmosphere for this ride's theme. You're going on an expedition to the ancient Himalayan city of Shambhala, and that's just such a cool idea for a B&M hypercoaster. The ride's entry area is great, but its queue line is not so good. It is essentially a massive cattle pen with no theming. However, when you get to the station, it immediately picks up and becomes quite well themed. The restraints are also really good, as you feel really open and they eliminate headbanging. When you exit the station, you take a small turn before climbing up the 250-foot lift hill. There is no way around this. It will absolutely terrify you. In the front row, leaning over that drop is one of the scariest moments of any coaster, and in the back row you get pulled over in one of the best airtime moments on the ride. When you reach your top speed of 83 miles per hour at the bottom of the drop, you start to climb back up for the 5-second floater hill. This element definitely lives up to the hype, and from the moment you start to crest the hill to the moment you start to valley out, there is airtime, and it is strong floater as well. When you reach the bottom of the 5-second floater hill, you start to twist up in a very intense figure of 8 turnaround, but it just feels like you're twisting around and at some points like you're upside down. It gives some great positive G-forces, and is such a cool way to turn around instead of the basic hammerhead shark turnaround. After the turnaround, you pop up for a small airtime moment that gives excellent ejector airtime. Most of this ride is floater, so the fact that B&M put in a little bit of ejector is really cool and serves as a great element. You then rise back up into another large floater hill, but also gives great airtime. You drop down into a splashdown that gets you pretty wet, but also serves as a great visual off-ride. After 2 more hills that give really good floater airtime, just like the last one, you rise up into the mid-course brake run. Also, in this valley before the mid-course is when your photo gets taken, so make sure you pose for that. The following twist, down and small bunny hop are fun, and that is what sends you into the brakes. As for my favourite element on the ride, I'm going to have to say that speed hill because of how fun and unique it is. Now for me to score the coaster out of 10, but this time I'm doing it a little differently. I'm going to score it on 5 categories and then give it an overall rating. For pacing, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, as it is pretty fast in the valleys, but the finale is quite slow, which is why it's getting an 8. Of course, this ride is getting a 10 out of 10 for airtime. Any B&M Hyper would get 10, so of course one of the best ones would. So, this coaster isn't that intense. I mean, I would give it a 5 because the valleys are sort of intense, but this ride is mainly an airtime one, so don't expect I3 or 5 from this or anything. In terms of fear factor, this ride is terrifying to look at. I will give it a 10 out of 10 because of how scary it is. This coaster has a great layout for an out and back coaster. I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10 because of how fun it is. And now for the overall score, and this ride is getting a 10 out of 10 for that as well. It is such a fun and just airtime filled coaster. All of this ride is so enjoyable, and that is why it's my favourite ride in Portaventura, and also my favourite in the world. That was my review on Shambhala. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers this year, and with your help we could do it. You can also leave your opinions on this ride in the comments below. Do you agree with me or not? I would love to hear. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end, and goodbye.